hey. Well, hi, Rachel. I have this really big project that I'm working on. I'm taking my new name stickers and putting them on all of my markers. And while I'm doing that, hey, Cam. While I'm doing that, I'm listening to a podcast called True Crime Bullshit. And if you do not follow True Crime Bullshit, if you do not listen to True Crime Bullshit, it is literally the best podcast ever. It is, hey, Milligan. It is the best podcast, like the absolute best. It's the serialized story of Israel Keys. And for those of you who don't know, Israel Keys was a very prolific serial killer all over the United States, and even some internationals. And just fascinating stuff. So the producer and narrator is Josh Hallmark, and it's just a really great podcast. Lots of seasons, so you can get super far into it and enjoy your true crime addiction. Hi, Mindy. So today we are going to color this cement truck. I don't know where Joy is. I need to make fun of her. She colored this cement truck. There's a long, funny story about it. But we're going to make it a little more Valentine's-y. It's going to be pink, I think. I think we're going to have a pink dump truck. How do you feel about that? It's called True Crime Bullshit. Basically, it's Israel Keys's, like, at one point he says that he hates how there's, all the people that watch all the true crime shows and follow all the true crime bullshit. So it's off of a quote. He says that it's called True Crime Bullshit. Amazing podcast by Josh Hallmark. Okay, so we're going to go pink. So I think I'm going to start with, what kind of pink do I want to do? Okay, RV66. RV19. RV09. I'm going like bright pink. RV06. And RV04. We're going like fuchsia. Of course. Let me know what you think. Very interested in your opinion. Okay. I had to get my chair down. Hey, Melissa. All right. So, we're going to start coloring. It's really hard for me to color stuff like this. Very industrial type stuff. I'm more of an animal and person colorist, which actually wasn't a thing. I was more of just a person colorist. Like, I color a lot of people. And then just here in the last couple of years, I've gotten comfortable with coloring animals. So, pink! I do really like these trucks from Ledoux Designs. because it's definitely something that I think the crafty world needs, is like some more realistic type things. Like masculine type things. And I think these just work so well. They'd be really good for like little boys and man cards and all that stuff. I say as I'm coloring it pink, whatever. Don't you mind me. Just don't. I don't know why I do this to myself, because right here, right now, I'm coloring something that I don't normally color, which is something mechanical. And hey, Melanie. And I'm also coloring for a holiday that I really don't care for, which is Valentine's Day. So don't you judge me. Okay, so we're gonna color these fender flares. I don't know, Valentine's Day has never really been my thing. I'm not big on it. Apparently Archie agrees. Do you hear him growling? Hey, how about no? Do you guys like Valentine's Day? Do you hate Valentine's Day? How do y'all feel about it? We're just gonna work on coloring the cab first, and then I'll go color the trailer. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, which I probably already have, but that's all right. You have a love-hate relationship with it? Well, that's interesting. Sounds like a story. I don't know. It's just never been a thing for me. It's just, I don't know. It feels like such a made up, commercialized weirdness that it just has never appealed to me. So, we're gonna color this truck pink. I hope you don't care about VD. Yeah, I'm with you though, Michelle. Like, I don't know. It's not like I'm gonna bah humbug and be like all grr. But at the same time, I'm also gonna like not go out of my way to do anything. Like, we don't go out to dinner on Valentine's Day. We don't, do any of that kind of stuff. It's just, to me, they mark things up and they make it way more expensive. I've never been a big fan of roses, so getting flowers and stuff just doesn't do it for me. So everything that you do for Valentine's Day just isn't my thing, I guess. So it's more that than anything else. But we're gonna make a pink cement truck. And we're gonna make this like a friendship Valentine's Day card. And I'm gonna mail it to somebody. 'Cause that's what I wanna do. So there you go. It was my anniversary with my first husband, and he never remembered, hence X. The price for the first. That's funny, Melanie. Yeah, see, Milligan, I agree. I totally agree with that. They're all busy because they're all booked with reservations, and everybody's like in a bad mood, and it just, yeah. There's like all these expectations and stuff, and I don't know, it's just not fun. Food's like not great, and all the things. I understand why people do like Valentine's Day though. Like, I understand like the whole, let's have a day of romance and, you know, to really celebrate our relationship and blah, blah, blah. Like, I totally understand that. I can totally get that. I just never got into the Valentine's Day thing. I would rather do that on like our anniversary or our birthdays or, you know, something along those lines. So there you go. There's my opinion. Not that you asked for it. So are y'all into Super Bowl? What's going on, man? Just trying to get some conversation. It's the weekend. Everybody should be happy. Happy, happy, happy. And we have a retreat coming up, so you guys should be registering for the retreat. Tell your significant other that you don't want flowers for Valentine's Day. You want to register for our retreat. That would be awesome. The retreat is April 14th, 15th, and 16th. Here in beautiful sunny Idaho. Can you use your tax return check to buy it? Hey, hey. It's gonna be so much fun. So much fun. My mom is making a whole bunch of goodies for it, and if you have been to any of the shows and you've gotten any of the goodies from my mom, you know what that's like. So you will have unlimited access to the Sweetie Treat Bar, the Sweetie Bar. Look at that cab. Look at that pink truck. That's an awesome pink truck. Oh, Melanie, I love those. Those are super cool. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. I honestly don't know what any of this stuff looks like, so we're just gonna be winging it. I mean, I know I want the trailer to be pink. I know they're usually not pink, but we're just gonna wing it on a bunch of this stuff because that's how we roll. So I'm gonna start with doing these stacks here. Okay, one more. So the reason I'm replacing my name on all of my markers is because I use this dumb vinyl that's like not permanent. So see how it just peels up? And so a bunch of these are peeling. And so that's why I'm replacing the vinyl on them with permanent vinyl. So that's why my nails all broken, because I've been like picking at them all day, trying to get all of those. Oh, how cool. We have a couple of police cars that are like that they have done bright pink police cars. And then we have a purple domestic violence police car too. And then there's a couple of truckers that, like short haul truckers that have come through recently that have like pink and purple truck cabs, which I think is super cool. There's a lot of female truckers up here in Idaho. So there's a lot more diversity in colors on the cabs of these trucks. Which I think is cool. But we're still very agricultural here, so there's a lot of ag type trucks. So really they're covered in dirt and they're brown and you can't tell what color they're supposed to be. How he works for a local power company and they have pink hard hats. They're for breast cancer. Yeah, there's some guys at the local what's that store? Costco. That's what that store is. That wear the pink vests. That's in October though, right? I'm gonna give this truck pink hubs too. Because, I mean, why not, right? My niece has breast cancer right now. So she's going through all the things. She's super duper young too. She's only 23. Why did I choose this image? Who told me it was a good idea to choose a technical image today? On a day when I'm like squirrel on everything. Okay. Whew. Tires. Whew. That was difficult. I think I need a drink of water. Oh no. My water's empty. Once you get the shadows laid in, the rest of it's fairly simple because you're just following that around and elongating those shadows, working towards the highlight. So it becomes much easier. But getting all those shadows in takes a hot second. Y'all are being quiet again. Are you just so mesmerized, or what's going on? My husband's back. I gotta ask him, like, what color all this stuff is. Archie, stop. Who knows what he was actually barking at? Yeah. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And it's hard on her because she's super independent and can't work right now. She works in the medical field. So, it's been pretty tough on her. Started as breast cancer and then went into her sternum and her spine. So, all kinds of craziness. Okay, so I am going to make this trailer pink. I'm going to go back to doing what I know, and then we'll go on from there. Hi, Tammy. Right? Agreed. Tammy, we are coloring a pink cement mixer because Valentine's. I'm making even the undercarriage of this trailer pink. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Linda. Everybody's popping on now. Yay, I love it when there's a bunch of people and then y'all get chattery and start talking. And that makes me happy. Yeah, so this dude, whoever owns this truck, this dude or this chick, whoever owns it, or this company, they have a lot of money, and so they painted the undercarriage and everything pink. That's my story. So it's gonna have, just gonna have pink stairs. We're gonna go back here and we're gonna paint this undercarriage pink, or this fender well pink. We're going all out. That's just how it's gonna happen. So that's the bumper, that's the headlight. Oh my goodness. When all else fails, refer to this. Okay, so that's bumper and bumper. I figure Sandy's the artist, and if she colored it like a specific way, if she drew it and then colored it, like, she knows what she was trying to do. So I'm just gonna follow the artist drawn lines, because I believe in Sandy. Okay. Good? I mean, this thing's like Day-Glo pink too, so if you see this rolling down the road, like, you're gonna notice it for sure. For sure. Archie. Sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes it's cute. Sometimes it's annoying. It's always annoying at your house. Well, I understand what he's doing. I mean, it's a really nice day outside, so right now everybody's like walking their animals and, you know, they're outside doing stuff, and so, you know, of course he wants to protect and he wants to bark at everybody, and I get it, but I'm live, so it doesn't exactly make me happy. He sounds so frustrated, huh? Archie, stop. Thank you. Not that it'll last long, but hey. We can pretend, right? Ooh, shoot. All right, so what color do you guys want the mixer to be? This part. Any suggestions? Any requests? Light pink? So you would just want pink overload, Cam? Ooh, how about teal? I like it, Lauren. Like that blue-green teal color? Heck, yeah. I like it. Deep yellow. Oops, sorry. Yellow would have been a cool color too, but I like the deep teal idea. Deep blue-green. Okay. Just shading in each of these sections to give this whole thing dimension. My goodness, Archie, you scared the holy heck out of me. Okay. So that was BG09. So now I'm gonna go to BG49. Love this color. Yeah, I'm shocked you didn't say teal to begin with, Tammy. What the heck? Where are you at when I need you? You always say teal. I can count on you for a good teal question anytime, or a good teal answer anytime. Yellow would have actually been really pretty with this pink as well, though, so I know where you're coming from with it. Okay. Then I'm gonna go to BG13. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, guys. The neighbor must be outside with his dog. 1 minute. While he's out of here, I'm gonna close the door. And that'll stop him from coming back in here. Okay. See, I was intimidated by this, and now we're just breaking it down piece by piece. This is BG11. Okay, and then, thanks, Lauren. And then BG10. Is that the greenish blue-green that you were going for, Lauren? Look it, how fun is that? All right, so now we're gonna go back to coloring metallic parts. So I'm gonna go back to my C markers. And then C1. I just have C5, C3, and C1, and I'm rotating between those. So we're gonna do this bumper now. C5, C3, C1. These hubcaps or wheels or whatew you want to call them. I'm just going to do them metallic as well. So we're going to come in with the C5. And you can really see when you do this, the difference between the W's and the C's. Because I use the W's on the tires, because I feel like rubber always has that kind of warm look to it, or that kind of brown look to it. And the C's I'm using for these metal parts. And they are just a colder tone. They have a blue base to them. So you can really see the difference between them when you have them sitting side by side. And then C1. Kind of blend that out. Don't oversaturate too much, or you will bring those two colors together. All right. Okay, so there's that. Now I have the grill and the cab, or the glass, I mean. So for the grill, I'm gonna go back to my C's. I'm just going to use C5. I'm going to do these verticals. I'm not doing them nearly as close as the stamp set. Just adding a few verticals in there. And then I'm going to use my C1 and sort of fill in that white spot. There we go. So we have that done. Now we're gonna do the windows. So I'm gonna start with BG01. So here's my name on them now. Yay! And I'm gonna put shadow. And then I'm going to go to BG quadruple 0. Blend out that shadow some. Be careful again not to overblend, because this pink will go everywhere. And once this pink starts bleeding, you cannot get it to stop. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my colorless blender. Okay. And then I'm going to grab just my Y00. I'm going to color in this headlight. Again, be careful. And then I'm going to take my colorless blender right to the center of it. All right, so we have our truck. Hey, Cecilia. So we have our cute little truck here. So now, how do you guys feel about a background? What do you think? So I think what I'm gonna do is just like a normal background of where this truck would be hanging out. I'm gonna start with my E41. We're gonna add a dirt road. To answer your question that I got just before I went live, Cecilia, yes and no. We will be able to refill some, maybe not all of them, because there's many people who want refills. And Sandy does work on refills at the retreat. But if you need nibs and stuff, you're gonna need to bring nibs. So if you go to our Instagram or anything like that, we have a link tree for Violetta ink, and you can buy nibs from her. And then we do as of right now, we do our refills by donation only. So you can give us a small donation to refill your markers so that we can replace the refills, so that we can continue to offer the service. So hopefully that kind of answers your question. Okay. So I'm going to grab some darker colors and add some texture to this road. So I'm going to start with this dark E44. Because this truck would definitely be leaving a shadow. This is just a stippling technique, or stippling, however you want to say it, up to you, whatever. I'm not a linguist, I'm a colorist. Okay. And then I'm just gonna add some extra sort of around the edge, some little spots, because roads aren't always even. Okay. Then I'm gonna go E84. Why? Because it's got a little bit of green to it. And I like that. Oops, sorry. You know we can't get through one live if I don't kick my tripod. You guys would worry that there was something wrong with me. I love how this is turning out. I have to catch the rest later. See ya, everyone. Bye. Oh, hey, Tiffany. What's up, chickadee? Okay, then I'm going to go E33 to add some brown back in here. I will admit that this stippling technique or the pepper shading, some people call it, is hard for people who have like arthritis or anything like that. just because of the nature of the repetitiveness. So know that you can use regular shading on this too. I just like to use this kind of shading because since it's a road, it seems like it would be more like gravelly and stuff. So that's kind of more what I'm going for here with the texture. But it would be absolutely fine if you just did your normal shading. My watch is yelling at me, it's time to stand up. Tiffany, is your sister coming with you? I'm so excited to meet her. Okay, so then after I do that, I come back in with my original color. One more thing. So this is E31. So I'm gonna come in and where there would be a shadow from the truck, I'm gonna leave this slightly darker. Careful not to hit those tires and stuff because that will pull the black out like I just did there. Ooh, did you hear my marker squeak? Bad, bad, bad. Hi, my favorite Linda. Okay, so now I have my E41. And I'm just gonna color over all of this. And what it does is it mixes the colors together. It kind of blurs them a little bit so it's not like perfect polka dots. There we go. So now we have our little road. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? I want to do... I don't even know what I want to do. Oh, I did meet her at the expo, didn't I, huh? You're right, you're right, you're right. I totally did. So book your flights on Valentine's Day. If you book 6 weeks ahead of the event on Tuesday, you'll get the best prices. Just saying. Ask me how I know, because I fly a lot. Y'all need to register for the event too so that you don't lose your spot. Because seats are selling. I'm gonna have so many markers out on my desk. You guys just wait and see. G46. 63. Ask for the hotel block when you call into the hotel because there is a discount for Sweet Sentiment. Do you guys like watching backgrounds? I like watching people make backgrounds. Yes. Yes, you do. Good. Then I'll keep drawing. This marker is juicy. It's getting ready to leak. Linda, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Oh, you did? I saw you signed up for the memory or for the color deck swap. We need to create time to practice. We got to figure out how to get you to this retreat, Tammy. I know you're trying hard. We got to figure out some way, somehow. We can't have a retreat without Tammy. That's weird. It doesn't work that way. I feel that way with a number of people. I know, Linda Lou, it has been a long time. Okay, G14. Whoa. So far so good, right? Anybody can do this. This background has been nothing but just literal scribbling. I want you guys to see that these backgrounds are not hard to do. And I did not go into this knowing what I was going to put in this background too. So I didn't even go into this knowing I was going to do a background. So, yeah. This is YG03. Okay, so we have a dirt road and we have some hills. Now I'm gonna make, I think I'm gonna make like a sunset. I want to so bad, they changed my schedule, so now I'm working evenings. We'll work something out soon. Yay! Okay, so we're gonna do kind of a sunset-ish background, so I'm really gonna have a ton of markers out here. So this is BV29. This is probably my favorite Copic marker in the history of forever. Not because it's my favorite color, but because of the capabilities of the marker. Are any of y'all familiar with the Craft Roulette show? If not, you guys should totally look into it. It's every Friday. I think it's like 5:30 my time, maybe 6:30. I don't know. I think it's 6:30 Central. But they spin this wheel, and the wheel has like different things on it. So like it has different what they call parameters. And so they spin this wheel like 4 different times, and they come up with 4 different parameters that you have to include on your card. And then you have like the weekend to make your card, unless you're a patron supporter and like, you know, buy a membership or whatever. Then you have like all week to make your card. Buys you more time. So anyways, you make your card with whatever parameters they come up with. So like last night it was a robot, a map fold, a label, and beach colors. Those were the parameters. So obviously very, very random. And so you make your card, and then you post a picture of it. You send it, like you send the picture of it in on this like special link that they have. And then everybody who's entered, that gives you an entry. And then everybody who's entered gets to be in the running for the prizes the following week. So whoever the sponsor is the following week. So like I entered last night, so next week's sponsor I think is Gina K. So anyways, it's really fun to get out of your comfort zone with cards and, you know, do things a little different and challenge yourself. And because I would have never used beach colors with a robot ever, probably. It's me, so you never know. I could have used beach colors with a robot. But you know, yeah, and it's fun. It's neat. It's a really, I think it's a really great way to kind of get out of your comfort zone or get out of a rut or get your mojo going. Plus you get to see all different kinds of new companies, and they have quite the little community over there, so it's fun. You can join on Facebook, but they do the live is on YouTube. It's very well done and well produced, and I like it. I'm enjoying it. I'm just picking random colors to make this either sunrise or sunset out of. You probably notice I do these, I go in spurts and I do this kind of background a bunch. it's just soothing to me. I really like blending the colors together. I really like using some of the markers that I don't normally use. I don't know, I just enjoy these backgrounds a lot. I think they're really impactful and they're really easy. I mean, I'm literally just scribbling back and forth. We got nothing, no rocket science going on here. Anyways, the lady who hosts that, her name is Mary Gunn. So if you're looking for it on Facebook, I believe it's Mary Gunn Fun Craft Roulette. I think. I could be wrong. This is YO2. Isn't that pretty? Thank you, Melanie. Thanks, Cam. Yeah, you just gotta kind of let it develop. You gotta let it go, and it'll happen organically. So I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna make some grass. I've started with G46. Most of this will probably get cut off anyways when I trim this to put it on my card. That's okay. And I'm gonna put a couple of little tufts of grass out here. There's lots of videos where I do this kind of background, so definitely go back in our YouTube and find, you know, find multiples of them, different ones. I use different colors, I do different things with them, so yeah, if you are really into this kind of background, this painterly style background, I mean, the cool thing is you guys have watched this whole thing transpire, and it's literally just scribbling. Like, there's no real artist skills involved here. I'm not drawing anything technical. I'm not, you know, outlining. I'm not, like, there's no anything that has to look realistic per se. So it is quite easy to come up with a background like this and really change the feel of it based on what colors you use. Like, this one feels more evening time to me. I don't know why, it just does. Feels like sunset as opposed to sunrise. I'm just using this marker to kind of fill in any white spots that I have down here underneath this road. Add some errant pieces of grass. Okay, so then, how do I change the colors? I just don't make this quite so dark. I use a lot more pinks and reds and less purple. Yes, RB13, 369, 13, Y17. I used Y13. So Y17, Y13, Y02. But honestly, any yellows, like just go bright. It doesn't, you don't have to have those exact marker numbers. Just go with colors. Okay, so now we're gonna do something scary. Are you guys ready? You guys ready for scary things? Yep, Y08 would work too. Anything bright. As a matter of fact, I think I used Y08 last night when I made that one. Okay, so this says, friendship is the only cement that will ever hold the world together. So that's what we're going to use. And it's a big ol' honkin' sentiment. And I'm going to put it right there. Now my question is, should I do this with black or with white? Ooh, that is very crooked. Hi. It's okay, Cheryl. My husband wanted me to change the time because, like, we couldn't go out to lunch on weekends or anything like that. So, he was like, can you change the time of your lives so that we can do... No, Leah, not if you're using Sweet Sentiment paper. Okay, so should I do this in black embossing or white embossing? That's what I want to know. Yay! White? Okay. Going with white. Yeah, so, yeah, my husband was like, we never get to do lunch or anything with, you know, our kiddo or any of that stuff, so can you change the time of your lives to be later in the afternoon? And I was like, well, that seems like a request that I can accommodate. So I'm just going to start doing my lives later in the afternoon all the time now. And the funny thing is that he's off on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I might try to change my lives so that they're Friday, Saturday, Sunday. How do you guys feel about that? If I did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Leah, there's no contest. That tool is way, 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 way better than any little embossing buddy ever. Because the embossing buddy is actually, has cornstarch in it. And cornstarch is a binder. So just by virtue, it's doing exactly the opposite of what it's telling you it's doing. So, I mean, I guess it is anti-static because it pulls the static out, but it's also binding. So this is a clay, and the clay reacts very differently, so just don't ever, ever touch your brush. and you will be good to go. But like 1,000% better than any of those little baggy thingies. You'll see here. Look at that. Look at how clean that is. So you can see where the magnet was. And then I can even put this over it again. Probably be helpful if you guys could see it. And then look at how clean that is. There's nothing around it. There's no white spots around it. Except for where the magnet was. Yeah, super crisp. I did not know embossing powder goes bad. Okay, I'm going to emboss, so talk amongst yourselves. All right. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So cool. I swear by that little tool. I love it. It's probably your ink pad, Leah. You probably need more ink in it. That could be a thing. Or it's that talc powder that you have, that embossing buddy that you're using. But I will tell you, Brueggemann Monroe does have amazing embossing powder. It's probably the talc powder then. Because by virtue, so whenever you touch it, you're leaving oils from your hands on that embossing thing. And so eventually your oils are all over that, and then you touch your card, and yeah. The only Wow embossing powder I use is, I really like their matte clear, and I really like their super fine primary ebony. Other than that, I use all different kinds of embossing powder. So I cannot speak intelligently on that matter because I am not an embossing pro. I just know the little tips and tricks that I've been taught that seem to work. Okay, so I have a card base. And I just use 65-pound cardstock for my card base. I don't use anything major. I love their Raven Black and their Alabaster White. I like their Alabaster White, but I have their Alabaster White. Arctic White. I have it here somewhere. But the best white that I've found is this Lawn Fawn White. This is the best white that I've found, and I've gone through a lot of whites. But Brutus Monroe overall for embossing powder overall, their embossing powder is the best out of everybody. And I will tell you that most companies, probably including Lawn Fawn, buy their embossing powder from Brutus Monroe. He actually wholesales it. And so a lot of rebranded embossing powder is, or a lot of small company embossing powder is Brutus Monroe. So, in all honesty, that Lawn Fawn embossing powder that I'm using is probably also Brutus Monroe. Oh yeah, Leah, absolutely. Okay. You would be surprised at how much stuff in the craft world is relabeled. A lot of the I have a lot of WOW, Tammy. I like WOW. They're kind of the gold standard. You would be surprised at how much stuff in the craft world is rebranded, especially ink pads. Okay, so this is too large, so I have to cut it down. Yeah, Recollections from Michaels is no good. Same with Paper Shelter, not Paper Shelter, Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby. This has like a white edge on it that I'm not super happy about, so I'm just gonna slightly trim that. The Amazon guy is riding around my neighborhood with his van door open. He must have a lot of deliveries in this neighborhood today because he's straight gangster riding around. Straight gangsta. Okay, sorry, I have to hold this close to my face so I can see. She lives in Florida now, Leah. Are you talking about Kaylee? Okay, so now we have this. So I'm going to grab a couple of dots because, you know, that's how we roll. And I think since I used white embossing powder, I'm going to use white dots. Because that makes sense, right? So I need my glue back. Oops. Oh my gosh, I'm having a really hard time with those. There we go. And now we have our completed project. I hope you guys really, really like this. Are you going to come for the Schomburg show, Leah? Hey, Christina. Oh, yeah, wait, I forgot. I'm not talking to you. So there you go. Friendship is the only cement that keeps this world together. And there's our cute little truck and background. Thank you guys for joining me. So again, I've changed the time of my lives. I'm sorry to keep doing that on you guys, but we're just trying to figure out what works for our family. And since I am the weekend live person, you know, it takes some trial and error. So thanks, Linda. So 3 o'clock tomorrow, Mountain Time. So if you're over on the West Coast Pacific Time, that's 2 o'clock. If you are on Central Time, that's 4 o'clock. And if you're over in Eastern Time, that's 5 o'clock. So there we go. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. And who knows what we're going to do tomorrow. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to DM me and let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Toodles!